Hey, hey. Okay. Let me check this for 1 second. Hi from Bali. I did this Facebook Live public, which we've been experimenting with. So looks like now if you go public, a lot of people from where you are local will show up, and I'm in Bali. So we'll see how this goes and if my clients can find me. Hi, guys. Okay. So basically this live is to pass down like the amazing shit that my mentor is teaching me. And really, why would I invest like I do in mentorship, and why is that the same thing that I call my clients to do? This seems to be like a really big sticking point for these really powerful women who know, like, I know I'm so fucking capable of 7 figures, of 8 figures, but like I can't even get consistent 10K months, or they're really stuck. I can't even get my first, paid clients without constantly feeling like I'm chasing clients. I'm chasing the next sale. And like, what is actually going on there? Like actually really going on. Shannon, hi. Yeah, this was an interesting moment. I'm here with my brother and a friend. We just finished up the retreat, which was so powerful and amazing. So much healing going on, so many incredible women, and all of us coming together and like just being in the shit together and like rising out of it. It was really incredible. So today, obviously, I kind of needed to rest, and we booked the wrong day at this resort that we're at, which is really incredible and beautiful. And our friend and my brother, it was actually my brother's friend, went off in the town, and then I was here just sort of resting at their, resting here in the pool and like doing my thing and creating some content and giving my team some stuff that I've like, because I've taken the last week off or so. And then the cleaners came in. So like here I am floating in the pool and, enjoying this amazing, incredible retreat and just feeling so blessed and so lucky. And then they're like cleaning around me and they're like loving on me because that's the Balinese way. And they just make me feel so special and loved and important. And I was just like, my nervous system kind of was like, you're being a slimy bitch. Like you're being yucky. Like you're being a diva. Like you shouldn't be enjoying this. Like you should be doing something else. Like you should be serving people. You shouldn't be just like lounging around and doing this. So it was really cool. I was like, oh, there's that yucky crap that keeps me playing small again. That makes me feel like I shouldn't thrive and you can't enjoy the best of life. And if I'm enjoying this, that means someone else can't. And like all that other shit, which is literally has nothing to do with why I'm hopping onto here today. But it was such a perfect moment for me to be like, all right, nervous system, can you handle this? Like, can you handle thriving here, coming out of the retreat, having watched such powerful transformations happen, holding that kind of space, giving myself even more time to relax and rest after, floating around in the pool here, drinking this amazing Balinese coffee with people like cleaning and loving on me and asking me if there's anything I need and bringing me water and like, get used to this nervous system, right? And like really just tossing with the idea, like, is this really available for everyone? Is that true? Is it true that like any woman who is willing to opt into this and do the work, any person, any human being, has nothing to do with man or woman, I just happen to speak a lot more to women, but like any person who opts into like, can I have this 7-figure life? Can I travel the world? Can I run my business from traveling the world? Can I stay in these beautiful places that I see on fucking Instagram pictures? Can I enjoy the process? Is this really, this whole like let it be easy thing, is that really true? And like, can anybody opt into that? Or do you have to have some kind of special skill to do that? Is there something innately about me that will allow me to have it or that might block me from having it? And all those kind of questions and things, right? And like, I really, truly, from the bottom, like depth of every single cell inside of my body knows, like I know anybody can have this, right? Like me and my brother were talking about it, and like he said to our friend, like, I thought Mandy was a lost cause. Like I literally honestly thought, like my own brother thought I was a lost cause. Right? And I knew that. Like that didn't surprise me. Like anybody who looked at me would have thought like, no way. Let alone being the kind of woman who's been pretty successful in businesses or in ventures that she's done or in her studies or in whatever she's doing. If you've typically been successful and then you try to show up in this entrepreneur world and like you're the product or you're selling something like direct sales or whatever you're doing, and you feel like you're stumbling around and you're like, what am I missing? Like, what is missing in this picture? Do you guys know what I mean? Like, do you feel like that? Like, I know I'm so capable. I know that I'm a quick study and I work hard and I show up and I call myself to more, and I'm not pretending and like I'm really all in on this, and then like I watch how I show up and I'm frustrated by it and I'm just like not understanding how am I getting to that result? Like I don't understand why I'm not getting the result that I'm longing to have, right? like what's really going on, or like maybe we watch our behavior, like we were just talking about that, like our behavior, if I'm binging, or if I'm stressed out, or if I'm choosing to numb out on TV, or whatever I'm choosing out instead of maybe showing up how we want to show up in life, right? Like, that's a frustration, that's a struggle. And what does it actually take to make the damn thing happen, to stop talking about it and to stop like feeling like I have to keep journaling, or I have to just keep willing my way there and disciplining my way there? I'm like, what does it actually fucking take for me to make 7 figures, 6 figures, multiple 6 figures, travel the world, actually enjoy this, provide transformation, feel confident in my coaching, feel like I got this, and I'm like really clear on how I'm going to be able to show up and make this happen? Like, what does it actually take to be able to do that? And the answer is something that my mentor has taught me, right? So like when I am stuck in my shit, right? Like my patterns that come up, or my like limitations, like I go back to like, oh, I'm the welfare girl again, or like I'm the messy girl again, or like I'm the girl who like bounces all around and never stays on track with one thing, right? Like I remember when my uncle told me like, you should have your PhD, been in college for 10 years, and I didn't even have my bachelor's degree. That was legit. That was totally valid. It's funny that people are showing up in here because like it's 11:48 p.m. at home. Got my night owls on here in the United States. That's funny. Love you guys. So on track. So when I'm getting coached, and like stuff that comes up between me and my mentor is, yeah, drum roll, night owl. The stuff that comes up with my mentor is the way I think. Right? Like, I'll give you some examples, like make this really stupid tangible for you guys. This is super valuable, okay? Like, I'm just like, I have worked really hard and like invested and got myself into some inner circles where people think completely differently than how we think when we're starting or before we've gotten the result. And what I've learned is if you don't learn to think alike the person who has the result, I don't care if it's the result in your body and like an energy, or if it's financially, or if it's how you show up as a mother, or if it's how you show up as a wife in romance, like it doesn't matter which area of your life it is. If the way you think isn't in alignment with the result that you're wanting to have, you're not going to get the result that you want to have. Like it just can't happen. It's like, even logically, this doesn't have to be profound. Like logically, obviously that makes sense. Like for 1 second, if you just hold that, like, okay, yeah, obviously that makes sense to me, I get that. Then why is such a common belief that I have to do it myself? I would say the most common belief, hands down, with powerful women that I come in contact with, because I tend to draw in these really heart-centered, like loving people who have been through a lot of shit and come out on the other side, and, like, you know, they're just wanting to like love on and serve other people while they're also being validated. Like validation, feeling important, feeling seen. Someone actually sees their power and sees how incredible they are because they're really kind of invisible. The people around them can't see all of that. And that's like a really common experience, right? So if that's operating at such a high level, like I just need to figure this out myself. Like I shouldn't need support. I shouldn't need to invest. I shouldn't need to figure out something else. I should just be smart enough, strong enough, disciplined enough, whatever else hell enough for me to figure this out myself. Do you see how those don't work together? Like, why are so many entrepreneurs and coaches struggling? Because there's a story in their head that like, I should be the smartest girl in the room and I should just be able to figure this out and I should be able to do it myself, and I beat the crap out of myself because I'm not, and like, what the hell's wrong with me, and why do you do this, and why are you binging, and why are you watching TV, and why aren't you doing this, and how come you're not just figuring it out, and you should be more like this person, how come I'm so terrified on Facebook Live, and then we just beat the crap out of ourselves, which is a total waste of time and won't get you any closer to the result. It won't get you to the place where you're thinking like the person that has the result. So I'm going to give you an example, right? 2 really incredibly high-level people who sort of gave me that energetic slap in the face where I got to see a reflection of the way that I was thinking that was keeping me from what I wanted, okay? So the first example is I kept getting these fevers. Like literally I had like 4 fevers in a row. One time was even like 105 fever. And so I had the fever, and like the way I show up when I get a fever or I get sick, I had the story like, oh, if I choose to an up level, if I'm trying to do something really hard, if I'm trying to do something that is like really brave for me, then I should, then it's going to be messy, it's going to be hard. And look at me, I'm doing something so great that I'm stumbling all around and I'm making this so hard, right? And like, like, okay, that's one thing. right? That could be true. And then when I do that, I'm like, of course, what do I give myself permission to do? Sit down and watch TV and like do all these like things that aren't in alignment with me feeling my best self. So then I went to that person who happened to be my brother, and I said to him, who's a master, I mean, like, he's just incredible with self-care. And I mean, he has the body, like everyone turns their head every time we see him. And like the way he shows, he just always has energy, next level, right? So like, here's me and my way of thinking reflected back to me, a healthy way of thinking by a person who is really high level with self-care, right? Like, what does that look like? He says, oh, maybe you should go outside. You should do a light exercise. You should get some, do some training and, maybe get a green juice and, maybe detox some of that out of you and like, do some movement, get it out of you. And I was just like, yeah, that's not anything I would have chosen to do or had any awareness to go do, because when you're sick, you lay in bed and you do nothing. I'm like, you don't have to use discipline because you're sick. Like, that was the way that I chose. Like, so there was like a perfect reflection. And that's something that's easier for you guys to see. When we start talking about money, all of a sudden it's like, it gets all crazy and people can't see it anymore. It's easy to see that one, right? Like, oh yeah, choosing to have green juice instead of potato chips would probably serve my body when I have 105 fever. That's really fucking easy to see. Now, what about when we take the same kind of stuff and we start applying it to your business and to making money and to being someone who's worthy? I'm like, can we see the value of having someone around us to reflect back to us our off thinking so that we can start shifting it into a high level way of thinking so that we show up differently with ease so that we can have the thing that we wanted to have? Does this make sense? That's very hard for a lot of people because it rubs up against the story that you were supposed to figure this out yourself and that you needed to be smart enough to say it about yourself. You shouldn't have to pay someone in order to figure this out and all of the other stories. But the truth is, success leaves clues. And like, why aren't you picking up the clues? Why aren't you tuning into the people who have the mindset already and let them share that with you so that you can have the result and like, just make this easy, right? Like, why are we not doing that? Oh, my battery's on 4%. I'm going to go plug my battery in. Hold, please. And in one moment, I'm going to give you the reflection that I got back to me from my mentor around building my business. That really, really, really helped me take this to the next level. Okay, we got this. You guys want to see the little Billa here? I'll drop the charger. I'll show you around a little bit. See? I don't know if it's light enough in here for you guys to be able to see. There's a little outdoor, and there's other bedrooms on the other side. It's so cute here. I love it. Okay, let me plug you in, and then I'll finish. Because isn't it just like me to just jump into a Facebook Live paying no attention? If my shit's charged. And we're just gonna do the thing. Okay, now I just want to find a chair. Okay, now we're in the Bali kitchen. Okay, and it looks like I'm naked, but I'm not naked. Let me fix my towel so that people know I'm not naked. They're just hopping in. Okay, hi. Okay, so where were we at? Remind me. We were at, I can't tell you how much this hurts to watch. I want to be there. I'm doing laundry instead, getting ready for Monday morning. I know, girl, I know. right? And so like so many times I've had this story like, oh, you can't do this, Mandy. Don't reflect this back to them, right? Like if you reflect this back to them, then they're going to be like, oh, who does she think she is? And it's not going to support you and it's not going to energize you. It's going to knock you on your ass. But here's the truth, and I'm just going to say it like it is. If it knocks you on your ass, I'm not the girl for you, right? Because I'm here literally to be someone for you that's like, oh, if my crazy, messy ass can do this, anybody can do this. And that's what I chose today, that I believe that. And I'm not going to hide what's available for you because it hurts, right? I'm just not going to do it. I got to jerry rig this so it charges. There we go. Right? Does this make sense? Like, I'm not going to hide what you get to have just because it hurts. And the reason it hurts is because, here's why. It hurts us just like you know, like I've been dealing with binge eating and that stuff for so long that, let's just make sure I don't look like a kid. I've been dealing with like kind of bingey behavior for so long that when someone is really healthy and they're on the other side of that, it can be painful for me. And I'm just like, ugh. But do you know why it's painful for me? For one reason only. Because their greatness in this area, their success in this area is a mirror and a reflection back to me of the behavior that I have been choosing that is not in alignment with who I want to be. Because there's no right or wrong. Not everybody longs to have something like this or be at a result like this. Like, it might feel that way because we long for it so much, but that's not true. Not everybody longs for this. Not everybody longs to have a voice that's known and to transform and heal people's lives. Like, that's just not the way it is, right? But you do. And that's why you're here. Right? So it's important for us to start seeing the things that we don't see. It's important for us to allow ourselves to push ourselves to the point where we're growing fast enough that we're stumbling around, that we're not doing it perfectly, that we're feeling the feels. Like, that is part of this. If you're not willing to do that, you don't get to have it. That's it. Right? Like, that is part of it. Like, the reason it's painful to see when we see someone else who has a result or, a result that we don't have yet, the reason it pings us is because you knew you could have had it had you chosen something different along the way. So when are we going to start choosing something different? Like, let's just start now choosing something different. Make sense? I want to help transform people. Not my ass motivating big. Yes. Okay. So I believe where we at was, what is the reflection, my shit, that got reflected back to me? Is this charging? Yeah, it's charging. Oh, my computer's on 1%. I think it's looking crazy because it's on 1%. Can you guys see me all right? Just let me know in the chat. Oop, it went to 2%. Okay, so it's on its way up. Okay, I hope you guys can see me normal. It's looking blurry on my end. Anyways, not to make you guys wait so long for this. I didn't do that on purpose. The messiness that I got reflected back to me by the mentor I chose was the story that when I up level, when I choose something more, I get to be messy and fall apart. Because look at me being someone who's choosing this up level, who's working so hard and pushing so hard. And why am I choosing the story that up leveling and working hard means that I get to be messy or have to be messy, or that it being messy is a good thing? Like, that struggle, the drama, the trauma is kind of my identity. And like, who am I if I'm not living in that identity? Like, if life is actually a lot easier and there's a lot of thriving going on, what does that mean about me? What does that mean about the world and how I fit into the world, right? So if those things are really foreign to us, then we're going to resist that and we're going to choose to keep it at a lower level. We're going to choose to keep things messy. And the thing that I've learned is my body's trying to tell me to take a break, and I resist it because I have this story that if I slow down at all, that everything's going to fall apart. And having someone who's already grown through this and gone through it and has a multi-7-figure business and already knows, like, she can pretty much predict what's going to happen, just like I do with my clients who are trying to hit 6 figures and multi-6 figures. So easy to predict it, right? I get to see a mindset reflected back to me that will get me what I want, versus it feeling so, like, it feels so true. Like, what do you mean to tell me? Like, I up level and I get a fever. You can't tell me that's not true. But like, why am I choosing that? And what would it, like, what kind of thinking would it be like if I were living in a more successful state in that? I'm like having a mentor who gets to go like, oh yeah, and they express their thinking around it, and we're like, what? Like, that's so foreign, right? Like one of the ones for my clients, a lot of them are like, I'm terrified of Facebook Lives, and what if I don't know what to say, and blah, 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 blah. And, you know, what if people are like, oh, who does she think she is to offer support? And, you know, what if I, you know, if you're feeling called, like if you're already on top of Facebook Lives and you're already a kind of successful coach, then what will happen if you let your real message come out? The shit you really want to say. When you start saying that, oh no, all my clients are going to run away. Like, my business, the success I have is going to fall apart. Or what if I raise my prices? Then my clients are all going to leave. Or what if I start a group and then everyone wants one-on-ones and my business will fall apart? It's endless. Do you see this is like an endless pit? I'm like, okay, what would it look like to have somebody who has the success you're looking to have reflected back to you the way you were thinking, and you got to see the messiness that was there instead of constantly trying to avoid it? So what I learned was this really powerful concept. Right? That concept is, right now, there's something that your soul is calling you to, right? The reason I named the Bali retreat Answer the Call is because this is like life. This is purpose. This is meaning. This is why people are lonely and frustrated and sad and stressed out and anxious, right? So the purpose of this is, in 10 years, will it matter that I took this break that I'm taking? When you start looking at it that way, how insignificant is the 2 days that you took off that your body were asking you to take off? And then you saw on the other side of that, like, wow, I really took that time off. I did the thing. I gave myself the self-care. And all of a sudden I was re-energized and coming back at it and like had all this amazing energy to come to it. Versus like, no, I have to do it now and keep pressing myself to do it now and like force myself through it and do all these things I don't like and do it yourself and figure it out yourself and don't you dare get help and blah, blah, blah. Like, what are you putting out in the world? And what result are you going to get from that? And in 10 years, when you're looking back at this, at the Facebook Live you did, at the group you launched, at, you know, the break that you took, at the choices to invest in yourself and get support doing this, right? Like, if you screw up, will it matter in 10 years? Or will it have just been a tiny blip on the radar? And that was the coaching I got from my mentor that helped me be like, oh shit, oh, of course it's not going to matter. How not big of a deal is the thing right now in 10 years? But you know what will be a big deal in 10 years? Never shifting the mindset, never starting, never actually getting momentum in your business, never getting a taste of, you know, what that's going to look like, never allowing yourself to be in friction and be around things that make you jealous, because jealousy just is something calling you to more. It's just saying this is yours. Like, there's a part of you that already knew you could have this and you're not showing up that way. What the hell do you need to pull in for resource for you to actually get your ass in gear and start doing this damn thing? If you don't ask yourself that question, you don't let your soul guide you to that, that's going to matter in 10 years. But how you ate today, and like, oops, I made a mistake, all the things you beat yourself up for. Like, what if you just got to let that go? I'm like, oh, interesting, I made a mistake again. Brush that off. What did I need? What did I need? Give yourself that. Go again. How many mistakes can you make if you're looking at it from a 10-year plan and looking back? Like, you can make a lot of mistakes. You would have to make like an ungodly new level of mistakes for it to matter in 10 years. There's nothing you can do that will make it matter in 10 years except for not fucking begin, except for completely ignore your body and never listen, never tune in, never learn the mindset of someone successful, never stretch yourself, never allow yourself to be in a position of friction where you're learning and growing and coming up against the edge of yourself so that you can get to new levels. Yeah, that's it. That's the only way to screw up, is just to not start, not to jump in, not to begin, not to do the damn thing. Like, other than that, you really can't screw this up. So when you have a moment that comes up where you're like, oh, but I did this and but I did that. And here's the thing. I teach my clients this all the time because we do enrollment calls, right? Like, we have, actually, it begins tomorrow. Tomorrow is the May group, 12 weeks of business coaching, mindset coaching, literally step-by-step building your business, right? So if you're interested in that, I'll put that, you can go to mandyperry.com. I'll put it in here. Mandy, because I believe my assistant is sleeping. And then look for the Prosperous Coach Masterclass. That's the class coming up, right? So if you are in a place where you're doubting yourself and your ability because you've been choosing things that are not in alignment with you getting what you want, then you tell yourself like, well, this is the thing. I'm going to wait until I prove to myself that I can make this money before I invest in a mentor who's going to help me make the money. Like, does that even fucking make any sense to you? This is not a sales pitch. Like, be smart for a second. Be the smart girl for a second. You're the smartest girl in the room. You know you are. Does that make any damn sense to you? I'm going to wait to hire someone to help me make the money, help me learn the mindset, reflect back to me my ugly shit so that I can be successful. I'm going to wait until I'm successful before I do that. So, like, this is the dumb shit we do to ourselves, right? Like, we can skip all that by it doesn't have to be me. There's plenty of people who can teach you this. Anyone who has the result you're looking for in any area of your life that has really good success in that area can help you, because all you're doing is having them reflect back to you how they think, and how they think is like naturally the way you think is going to turn into behavior. Behavior turns into results. So it all begins with the way you think. So what's your problem? Why haven't you been able to figure this out? Because the way you think may be in alignment with running being a successful business woman in the business world, or having been a great, fantastic mom, or have been someone who's in incredible shape. But if you're not getting consistent 10K months, clients hitting 6 figures, then the way you think is not in alignment with you getting them. Otherwise, you would freaking have it. So what needs to shift? The way you think. So get close to someone who thinks the way a successful person thinks in that area. Right? This is not like rocket science. This is super, very basic. But what gets in the way is this. This is what gets in the way. But Mandy, what if? What if I do, right? What if I go to this new level? If I hire this mentor, like let's use the group that's coming up. But Mandy, what if I invest in this group's coming up with you and I still don't get the result? What if? I don't know. Are you going to back yourself up or not? You chose this field because you knew that you could do it. You knew you would be successful at this. That's why you chose it. Nobody picks something that they're like, well, I'm probably going to fail at this, but I'm going to pick it anyway. Like, nobody does that unless you really just love playing the victim. And in that case, then, continue playing the victim. This Facebook Live's not for you, right? You opted into this field because you knew you could fucking do it. You knew you could do it. You know you can do it. And you're just familiar with the side of you, right? Like the part of you that wants to grow and that knows and that's unscathed by the shit that happened to her. Like, that's the part of you that need to show up and make decisions in your business, right? There's another part of you that you're really familiar with that's like, oh, but what if, and this is so hard, and I've been through so much, but trust me, girl, I know that place. I drop into that place, and then I binge, and I get crazy, and then I get close to my mentors and get myself back out of it, get close to the healthy people around me. Like, now I've done consistent enough. I have friendships that are like that. I have friends who are healthy like that, right? So it's like, I just stay in it and pull in resource till I get to the place where I'm starting to build a life around this, right? I'm starting to build a life around people who show up this way and show up to this level. And so when I get messy, when I go back to that victim-y place, when I go back to the poor me, oh my God, this is so hard. Everything is so hard. Why doesn't this work for me? And what if this doesn't happen? And what if people don't like me? All about me. It's so gross. That's why we hate it when other people do it, because we see a reflection of that part of ourselves, right? Like, it's gross when people do that because we do it. We do it. And we don't like doing that. We know it doesn't get us everything that we want in life. So then we're like, we don't like it. But it's familiar. And feeling happy and joyful and excited and knowing you got this and investing in yourself, because of course you're going to make it happen, is a struggle, because you want to go back to the place of like, but what if I don't do it? But what if it doesn't happen? But what if I go all in and I give it everything I got and I still fail? Then now I know I'm a failure, and I'm just going to die knowing I'm a failure. Okay, I mean, you can plan to fail if you want to, but like, the truth is, if you went all in and you fell on your face and you completely failed, you wouldn't die and look feeling like you're a failure unless you chose to die feeling like you're a failure. What would happen is you'd learn so much valuable shit, and you'd learn so much stuff so that when you go at it again, you'd crush it, you'd knock it out of the park, because you just learned so many freaking what not to do's. And you would know not to do that, and you go to the next step, the next level. And either you believe in abundance or you don't. And that's a really tough way to live if you don't believe in abundance. If you believe there's only enough, and if I have some, then that means someone else can't have it, or if someone else is successful, it means I can't be successful. And what about all the starving kids? And blah, blah, blah. Like, it's a tough way to live life. Tough way to live life. And if that's the way you're operating, then like, your number one mission is to get next to people who feel and live in abundance, and start learning how to start absorbing that and thinking that and seeing the world through those glasses, and take off the victim glasses, and like, everything's hard and the world is scary. And it's not your fault that you feel that way. If you feel that way, it's like, okay, of course you do. That just tells me you've been through some really tough shit. All that tells me is you've been through a bunch of trauma. It's not reflective of you. It's reflective of the experiences that you've had and the stories that you've chosen. You went through some hard shit, and then you chose something to be true about you. You chose something to be true about the world, and you've held on to those beliefs, and there's been nothing in your life to help you shift those beliefs so that you can choose something new and then start having a new belief system, which leads to new behaviors, which gets you the result. Do you see? This is not mystical. It's not mystical why you're not able to get paid clients. It's not mystical why you're not able to hit 10K months. It's not mystical why you're not hitting 6 figures. It's not mystical why you're not hitting multi-6 figures. It's not mystical why you're not hitting 7 figures. It's a journey and it's a process, and you got to be fucking patient and mature. Like, what in you is trying to mature? Have a little bit of patience. Have a little bit of faith. Show up. Stop telling yourself that you need to do it yourself and the low-level thinking. Right? That poor and middle class mentality of like, I need to do it myself, and like hard work and struggle is where it's at, and that's what makes me valuable. Fuck that. That's not what makes you valuable. What the hell does that have to do with your value? You're valuable because you're you, and you were born, and you're here in the heart center that you have, and the way you show up in life. Like, you're valuable because you're you, and there's nothing else you needed to do for you to be valuable. And if you're not feeling valuable, it's because you're not giving yourself something. How are you not treating yourself like you're valuable? Let's ask that question. How are you not treating you like you're valuable? Not what can I get from other people that'll help make me feel valuable, right? So now that I do my own damn work and I back my own self, and I stop waiting for someone to rescue me, and I stop waiting for some magical thing to happen that's not going to happen, you back yourself and start opting into a life of thriving. Now, when you see what's available for you, now you're ready to start pulling in support and to start shifting your mindset. And now you're ready to start seeing your own shit reflected back to you so you can clean it up instead of trying to avoid it. Because if I let people see my shit, I'm going to be alone. Nobody's going to like me. I'm never going to make any money. I'm going to die like an old lady eating cat food. Hi, Jackie. Hey, Nicole. I miss you already. Does this make sense? I want this for you. But I'm not going to rescue you, and I'm not going to do the fucking work for you. I'm not going to opt into this shit for you. I can't even if I wanted to. You have to. You have to back yourself. You have to start making choices that are in alignment with you getting the things that you want, and you have to start being the person who chooses the feeling of success rather than struggle. And I know how familiar it was. I would say the first 28 years of my life were all struggle and trauma and drama, with massive, massive ungodly levels of trauma and drama. So of course I identified with that. Like, that's what makes me valuable. That's who I am. I'm the girl who overcame that, right? Like, I was the welfare girl who made $250,000. And like, yeah, of course that's part of my story. And stories, we love stories. Like, we're all going to resonate with stories, and I'll always tell that story. But like, that's not what makes me valuable. That's not my identity. My identity is who I am when nobody's watching. My identity is what I say it is. My identity is the soul that was born the day I was born, before I picked up all these unhealthy, crazy things that I think. My worth and my value and what's available to me were already all there. They didn't disappear because I opted into a bunch of things, or like my parents or people around me or the military or whatever struggles I went through. Like, just because I went through a struggle, availability of abundance didn't disappear. Just because I choose a belief system that scares the shit out of me doesn't mean abundance actually disappeared. It's still there. You're not powerful enough to make it go away. You're not powerful enough to make this unavailable to you. But you can over and over consistently choose to, I'm going to go do this by myself and I'll figure it out myself. And like, the same brain and the way you think is like looking at the world and the situation. It's like the definition of insanity. The way I think and the way I am is looking at the stuff and acting accordingly to the way I think, and like, I'm not getting what I want. Well, of course not. Because up until now, the way you thought got you what you wanted. So until you shift your thinking, you're just going to keep getting what you're gotten, because what else would happen? Like, I would love for someone to tell me, like, what's the thinking there? There's no thinking there. It's just habit, right? That's the point. It's like compulsion. It's habit. There's like, what is the thinking that, like, okay, like, the way that I've been thinking and believing has gotten me this, but like, it's magically going to get me something new, because why? Why would it magically get you something new all of a sudden? And here's the deal. It's not like some mentor or what you choose, or if you come join us for, you know, the group coming up, the Prosperous Coach group coming up, it's not like that's the magic pill and you'll never have success without it. It's not. There's a million ways to get there. None of those ways include sitting there with the same mindset that you've had, willing this into place. It looks like you stop doing, frantically trying to throw shit out there and see what works, and like keep taking the next free webinar and keep taking the next training and learn this new platform and blah, blah, blah. And like, I'm learning and I'm throwing shit out there. I'm learning, I'm throwing shit out there, and I fall on my face and I binge eat. I'm exhausted. This is so hard. Why isn't this working for me? Go again, okay? I'm gonna do this again, and I'm gonna keep absorbing this shit, and I'm gonna keep throwing shit out there, and like, what the fuck? And oh, I got one little thing. Now I'm gonna try all over again, start all over again. And, oh my god, I gotta start all over again. I'm gonna binge eat again, or I'm gonna watch TV, or I'm gonna fucking drink the wine. I'm gonna do whatever the fuck, and we keep going. No. Like, fuck no. How about no ever again to that? It looks like I have a purpose. I have a passion. I have a calling. It's a message. It's a purpose that is coming down and trying to come out through me to the world. And the way I'm thinking and looking at the world and myself right now is blocking that and getting in the way. And I'm choosing all this frantic behavior instead of truly being able to be present and actually engage in my purpose and actually let that flow come through, right? So whatever is going to get you to actually do that is the thing that you would opt into to get it, right? It's actually being able to do that. So like everything you ever needed to be wildly successful and joyful and happy and have all the things you wanted, you have inside of you. But you can't access it if your thinking is unhealthy, because you will think a certain way and you will naturally behave like you will behave according to what your beliefs are, period. You will behave according to what your beliefs are. So if you believe that it's your job to help everybody around you, guess what the fuck you're gonna do? If you believe that your identity is I'm the only one who can help these people, so I have to, guess what you're gonna do? If you believe like, oh, like I shouldn't have to invest in stuff, I should just do this myself, guess what you're gonna do? If you believe every single time I invest in mentorship and support, I 10x everything, I get 10 times the value, 10 times the joy, 10 times the money back, guess what you're gonna do? If you believe that every time I up level and every time I invest in myself and I put my ass in line and I put myself in a position of like, holy shit, is this really gonna work? I thrive and I'm happy and I just completely, I'm so energized and I love this process, guess what you're gonna do? Or if you believe every time I put my ass on the line, I show up here, I get fevers and I get messy and I eat, guess what you're gonna do? If you believe when I show up and speak my message, it's gonna reach people and it's gonna resonate with people and they're gonna start to heal and they're gonna start to have more touch points with me and I'm gonna build this community of people who I'm really being able to share my mentality and my thoughts with, and they're healing and they're growing, guess what you're gonna do? If you believe that showing up on a Facebook Live energizes you and gives you energy and like your day is better because of it, guess what you're gonna do? If you believe that showing up on a Facebook Live is draining and you have to like, I have to like have all this energy that I give out and then I'm going to be tired after and like it may not resonate with people because people are going to think I'm being fake, guess what you're going to do? Does it make sense? So the value for me, the reason why I opt into mentors that I opt into is because they've been doing this a lot longer than me. I'm 2 years into this, and yeah, I give myself credit. I've done badass things in 2 years. I'm the only person I know who's done it that fast. Right? And so I hope to be at my mentors where they're at in half the time, but that's also because I'm getting close to them and learning how they think. So I get to learn to think like the person who's been doing it for 7 years, even though I've only been doing it for 2. And trust me, there's a lot of shit that I'm like, oh, I didn't think of that. Oh, I didn't see it that way. Like, oh, that's just like, ooh, I don't like that about myself. Like, all right, how do I clean this up? Okay, how do I stop disciplining my way and actually like let flow happen? Like learning all these things as I go. Does this make sense to you guys? Is this like making sense? The reason I get close to my mentors isn't for any other reason other than I'm learning to think how they think. Because when I learn to see the world and see what's available and see the ease of things the way that they do because they've done it over and over, come out on the other side and gotten the result and learned all the lessons, I get to sort of skip all that shit. I get to sort of skip all the lessons and embrace this mentality and go through my own lessons. But they're shorter, they're different, sometimes I just skip them all together and I just get to bypass the lessons and embrace the reward because I have a person teaching me and leading me. That's why I sign up. It's not like, okay, teach me your back-end system so I can learn exactly how you do it. Every way I've made my money has been stupid easy. I was in Bali. I wrote the program for an academy. I showed up and did it and was like, okay, these things worked. These got them amazing results. These didn't. Let me update it. Oh, run it again. Oh, I get to update these and up-level these things. And like, okay, let's stretch it from here to here and like do it a little better. And every time it gets better and better and better. It's like so easy. So easy. Does this all make sense to you guys? Like, you're starting to see, like, this is the value of getting close to people who are successful in the area you want to. That's it. Like, if I could just drive this home for you guys. The reason we get close to people who are successful in the area they're successful in is so you can learn to think like them. And so then you could start to burn off the stuff that was never meant to be stuck to you through the trauma that you went through that got stuck to you. You can learn to stop wasting your time beating yourself up for crap that, of course, it's there. And you're just trying to get something that you really deserve to have and that you're longing for, and you deserve to have that, but you don't know how to get it. And right now, you're just choosing to feel bad for yourself instead of choosing to thrive your way through it and get some support going through it, but you deserve the help. And you're not going to fall apart, and your value is not going to disappear because you chose to let someone support you and help you. You just are worthy to be supported. That's it. You're just worthy to have that. You're worthy to get the result on the other side. You're worthy of that. Does this make sense to you guys? So you're probably going to have moments that come up where you have an opportunity to show up and you have an opportunity to sort of dive in to see. You're going to stumble, right? You're going to make mistakes. You're like coming up here, you're going to have opportunity to make choices and to stumble and to then choose how you're going to believe about that and choose what you're going to freaking do about that. So you're going to get your ass in gear. You're going to choose things that are in alignment with you getting what you want, or you're going to be like, poor me, this is so hard. Look at someone else over in Bali. Look at Mandy over in Bali. How come I can't have that? Well, you can't have that up until now because you haven't opted into it. And it's more familiar to feel bad for yourself. I get it. I did it for lots of years. And you can judge yourself for that, or you can be like, okay, yeah, that makes sense. I get that I would have chosen that up until now. And now it's not serving me anymore. I'm ready to let that go. I'm ready to do something different. And something different looks like you getting close to people who have the result and you being able to learn a new mentality, whatever that is. I don't care what area of your life, it's all spiritually, physically, emotionally, romantically, business, money, success, whatever it is, right? And so for me, right, like if you're someone who's looking to get seen online, to get visible online, to let your message reach the world, to build your coaching business, to build your entrepreneur business, if that's what you're looking to do, like how do I learn to let my nervous system get used to financial success and being seen and being able to handle that level of success, then I'm your girl. If you've been stumbling and if you haven't been able to figure this out and you're looking for like a step-by-step, how are we actually going to do this? While we're doing the mindset to let the nervous system adjust, and I'm calling you to more, reflecting this step back to you, letting you see your own steps so you can grow, learning how to have how to be powerful high-end coaching, then I'm your girl, right? This week, we start 2 weeks of prep week, and then we officially start on the 1st. So the latecomers can get started. You can sign up for a call with my team. You can let us know if you're interested. I did post the link to my website. I can get the official link for you guys. I'll get the call booking link. And look, I've heard people say like, I was scared to sign up for a call. I'm like, I get it. I get all of that. Like, I'm scared to sign up for a call, or I'm scared to begin, or I'm scared I'm not going to have the answers when someone asks me a question, or I'm scared, like, I know. That's why you need to get on the damn call, right? Because those are all the reasons that are stopping you from doing all the other things too. Like, there you go. There's your reflection. So are you gonna let that? Are you just gonna keep choosing that? Or are you gonna choose something different? Are you gonna friggin' do the damn thing, get on the damn call, learn the shit that you need to learn so you can have all the shit that you want to have? Like, it's just that simple. I'm not even gonna pretend it's not that simple. It's that simple. There's no other magical pill. It's just what you opt into and what you choose to allow yourself to have, what you don't. That's it. That simple. Okay. There's the link to book the call. Oh, you guys. Let me look through the comments. Do you guys have any questions? Shannon Farrell. Boom. I love you, Shannon. Yes, amen. Nicole's on. She was here in Bali with us. There now, moving ahead daily to abundance. Yes, Jackie. I know you are, sister. I've watched you show up really big. You've been showing up in a big way. This call was the best thing I ever did for myself. Aww, Nicole, we love you. Nicole, I'm just going to give you a shout out because I watched you be willing to get your reflection held back to you and see some shit that you didn't like. and opt into something new, and you took it all, like you're the first, actually, I'm going to say this because it's really true. You are the first person that I've held in that level of space and called to that level. And not only did you take it, absorb it, shift it, like willing to do that work in the moment with me, right? And like, just like doing this work, like letting it be easy, like how does it get to the next level? Let's see our shit. Let's like remember like, oh yeah, not to judge ourselves. And then you went and took it to the next level all by yourself without anybody telling you to do that. That's the first time I've seen anybody do that. That shit was next level, girlfriend. You're pretty amazing. It's an honor to be able to be coaching you. Yeah. Let me pin this comment. Okay, the call is now pinned. Okay, y'all. I was just waiting for a moment to see if there's anything else left in my message that was meant to come through. I believe that is all. I've allowed it to come through. Isn't that such an amazing way of learning? My mentor also taught me that. Like, what if it wasn't about you coming up with something to say? What if it was a message that was trying to come through you and you didn't mess with it and you just let it come through? Whether it felt harsh or it felt weak or it didn't feel impressive or it felt like it was like kind of basic or it felt like nobody's going to understand this and this is woo, is crap. Like, what if you didn't judge it and you just let that come through? And that's a powerful concept, yeah? Thank you. You held a safe space for me and I'm so ready to up-level my life and answer my call. Thunder, feel the thunder, lightning and the thunder. I love you, girl. She's in the group coming up. So you got some badasses in there. Yeah. All right, guys. I love you so much. If you have any questions about the group coming up, and listen, this isn't just a sales pitch for me, right? Like, and sometimes I probably get my ass chewed out for this a little bit because maybe I should be more into like the sales and whatever, and maybe I'd 10x my business if I did, but I just don't care, right? I'm just gonna be who I am because that's what I choose gets to be available for me. If there's something else you're struggling with, I have many connections with many other people, right? And like I have sniffed out people in all different areas of my life that I want to up level, and like because I see the value. Calling someone who's really good at something, you get to have that result. Like, fuck, I'm going to apply this to every area of my life. And I have been applying it to every single area of my life. My mothering, my romance, my eating, everything, right? Like, I'm calling in support for this. So I found some really incredible people. And so if it's another area of your life, if it's not business and money, that's not, I don't only care about you if you happen to struggle with the thing that I support people with. If there's something else that you're really struggling with and you want support with, like, just let me know. A PM or shoot a message down here. I'm happy to. If I have a connection for you, I'll let you know. If I don't, I won't. And I'm also in some pretty high level groups where I can also ask too. So don't be afraid to ask for support in any fucking area, right? Like, and if you want to come in the group just to be in like closer space to me, and I'm happy to say that because that's what I want with my coaches. And it's not necessarily about building your business. You just want to be in the space of this energy right here so that you can apply this to different areas of life. You're wide open to do that too, right? Like, yeah, we're building a business, but that doesn't mean that every single week we're doing the mindset coach and going to this next level. So there are no fucking rules. None. You just get to have what you want. You just get to opt into things that excite you and your soul says hell yes to, right? So there's the booking link. There's the link to information about the group. Now you know that if you need support with anything, please reach out. I'm happy to shift along, like send along people, because it took me a long time to learn the ropes, like where are these people that can help me? That was actually a process all in and of itself, and I'm happy to share that. Love you, girly. You've helped me shift, still moving each day, and looking forward to another Bali trip in the future. Yay! We definitely will be doing Bali every year. And I had some ridiculous surprises for my girls that came here. It was incredible. We'll be doing that every year. So, okay, I love you guys. Have a great day. Sleep well. Opt into the life you want and connect if you feel called to do so. All right, love ya.